Okay, I'm not gonna lie, every time, not just once in a while, but every time I go to watch a movie, a low budget sci-fi movie, I cringe a little bit before I hit the play button. Hey guys, welcome to Happywax TV. So yeah, I gotta be honest, you know, I've seen so many movies, and I love sci-fi movies. I really do. I mean, obviously I love horror movies first, but I mean, sci-fi is like, it's like right there. I mean, who doesn't love science fiction, right? But the unfortunate thing with science fiction is it's very hard to do on a lower budget. And yes, there have been movies that have pulled it off, no problem. I mean, again, you guys probably know what I'm going to say before I even open my mouth. Zero budget Cosmos. And they did it the right way. I guess you could consider it a sci-fi movie. Do you know what I mean? For a little bit. Do you know what I mean? But I got to tell you, this movie, 3022, it's not 3022. It's actually 3022. When it came out and I sat down to watch it, I was like, before I hit play, I was like, oh, okay, get ready. Do you know what I mean? Because it's going to be fucking terrible. And it wasn't. Do you know what I mean? This wasn't a great movie by any shake of the stick, but I mean, it wasn't fucking bad. Do you know what I mean? So, anyways, okay, so let's get to the fucking nut of it here. So it's directed by John, I'm thinking his name's pronounced Suits. It's either Suits or Sweets. I don't know. I apologize if I butcher your name. And it stars Miranda Cosgrove, Omar Epps, Georgia Fox, who, if you might remember her from CSI, and then Kate Walsh. Miranda Cosgrove, you'll probably remember from, she was way back. She was the star of iCarly, you know, if you have kids and stuff. And then School of Rock. She was in School of Rock with Jack Black. Everybody knows who Omar Epps is. What I'm getting at is, okay, so let me just back up here a little bit. If you have a lower budgeted movie, and I've said this a bazillion times, okay? If you have a low budget, which this movie had, okay? You need good acting to carry your movie from the opening credits to the final credits. If you have shitty actors that don't want to be there or give like a half-assed performance, it's gonna ruin your movie before it even gets started, and the audience is gonna they're gonna phase out and not want to watch it. Secondly, you have to have a good story, okay? It doesn't have to be a killer story, it doesn't have to be a fucking Oscar-winning performance, but it has to be there, okay? So this movie, thank goodness, had fucking amazing acting in it, and it carried it all the way through. I mean, Miranda Cosgrove is a great actor. Omar Epps is a great actor. I mean, Georgia Fox, we all know who she is. She's a great actress. She was killer on CSI. I mean, Kate Walsh is not only fantastic looking, but she's a fucking great actress. You know what I mean? Or actor, whatever they want to be called now. You know what I mean? Like, and Angus McFadden was awesome. You know what I mean? Like, they carried this fucking movie, and it just helped. The special effects in it were obviously CGI. In fact, they were bad. But they're forgiving because they don't use them a lot. Thank God. They don't dwell on the outside of the spaceship too much. There's some scenes where they have to show it, but for the most part, they keep it confined inside the spaceship. Do you know what I mean? And it worked. I mean, this isn't the most exciting movie. Do you know what I mean? I think it's just over an hour and a half. Now, it could easily have been trimmed up by 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Even if this was an hour and 15-minute movie, it may have, helped it that much more. But the pacing for the most part was pretty good. But again, this is more of a dialogue movie. It's supposed to like sit with you. You know what I mean? Like, it's supposed to feel claustrophobic. And that's what it does. Basically, these 4 astronauts take off. They're on a 10-year mission, okay? And they're out far from Earth. And we know what's going to happen, okay? And I'm going to let the cat out of the bag here, but it's in the trailer. The fucking Earth explodes, okay? While they're on this 10-year mission. About halfway through, they start to go a little fucking squirrely. In fact, the doctor, played by Angus McFadden, Dr. Richard Vallon, he actually sends a message back to NASA saying, listen, we're not fit here. You know what I mean? We're starting to go a little stir crazy. We need to come back. Okay. Some of them, there's only four crew members. A couple of them don't agree with them. You know, Omar Epps is kind of on the fence, blah, blah, blah. But either way, it doesn't matter because in the very next scene, the fucking Earth explodes. You know what I mean? And they see it and they can't reach Earth. So then, you know, that's when this movie kind of takes over. The first act is we learn about these guys and what they're giving up to go on this 10-year mission. You know what I mean? It's not like hopping in your car and driving for 2 hours to Toronto. I mean, you know, you get in this fucking spaceship, you may never come back, but you know you're gone for at least 10 years. I mean, Kate Walsh's character, Jackie Miller, she gives up her daughter, you know what I mean, for only for 10 years, you know, with the expectance to come back and see her. But I mean, I couldn't do that. There's no way I could give my kids up for 10 years. No fucking way. So, you know, and the doctor gives up his wife and so on, you know what I mean? But it's just, you know, but when you find out the Earth explodes and that they're probably the last 4 people ever, you know what I mean? It just sets forth a whole new fucking perspective on this movie and directive, you know what I mean? And then, like, what are they going to fucking do? Where are they going to go? What happens when the food runs out or their rations and stuff? And then I'm not giving spoilers here because their characters are in the trailer, but then like halfway through, Georgia Fox, who plays Diane, shows up in a space shuttle because she was on the ISIS, the International Space Station. And they got away in a space shuttle, her and 2 of her crewmates, just as the planet was exploding. So, and they set a course for the spaceship that Omar Epps is running, do you know what I mean? And with hopes that they can get to him before their stuff. So I just, you know, everything kind of came together in this movie. I liked it. I did. It's a very slow movie, but it's not an action film. It's sci-fi because it takes place in space, but there's no aliens in it. It's a claustrophobic kind of doom, kind of gloomy sort of. Is there even going to be a happy ending to this kind of flick? Do you know what I mean? And that's what it is. So I can see a lot of people not liking this flick. Again, it's not fucking stellar. See what I did there? It's not fucking a stellar flick where you're going to be like, oh my God, we're going to talk about this movie years down the road, because you probably won't. But I can guarantee you won't hate it after you watch it. I know some people in the comments will say, I tried to watch it and it was too fucking boring. And that's cool. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a movie for everybody. And honestly, I didn't have high hopes for this flick either when I went into it. Again, sci-fi can be done very poorly on a low budget, but it was cool how they did it because, like I said, they kept the science fiction CGI stuff to a minimum. The one thing I really did like about this movie was the inside of the spaceships. I don't know, like, obviously they didn't build these sets because I'm assuming, again, this is a lower budget. So I honestly, I would like to know what set pieces they took from other movies to build the set for this ship. You know what I mean? It almost had like an Alien type feel. I wonder if they did grab some stuff from like one of the older Alien films and use it and piece it together. Because I don't know, if you do watch this flick, check it out and you'll see what I mean. But it was okay. It's got a 4.1 on IMDb. Again, I'm gonna have to disagree. I would probably give this movie like a 6, maybe a 6.5. Again, it's not gonna fucking blow you away, but it does have a pretty cool story. And it's not your typical sci-fi where there's like tons of actions and laser beams and sorts of stuff like that, or laser guns and fucking aliens and all that sort of stuff. But I mean, it's got an okay story, but it's more of just like a gloomy, dark, you know, people are gonna fucking die. They know they're gonna fucking die because they have nowhere to fucking go. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. And it's claustrophobic. You're in this like this little space stationy thing there, you know what I mean? Like, there's only so far you can go and so many things you can do. So I don't know, I didn't hate this movie. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it, and I think it was worthy of a 6, maybe a 6.5, probably a 6. So anyways, it's out now. It's called 3022, not 3022, and I don't want to say why it's 3022. You'll find out in the movie. But anyways, give it a watch. And I don't know, see if it's rated R for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, what? A rated R? I don't know where that the fucking came from, but whatever. It's rated R. Not that there's any really gore in this movie, but regardless, give it a watch. Let me know what you think of this one. It's out now. And yeah, if you have seen it, leave me comments down below. If you haven't, you know, go watch it and then come back and tell me if you agree with me on this one, if you liked it or disliked it. Also, too, very quickly, I'm going to say this in a few more videos. I've had a ton of people ask me to start doing retro reviews, so I will, okay? I'm not going to do a lot because I like to focus on the newer movies, the newer video-on-demand movies, just to kind of keep you guys up to date. I do have some killer trailer reviews coming too. I've had a few. I've kind of cut back on the trailer reviews, but there's been a few movies I've had sent that are the trailers are too fucking good not to talk about. So I got a couple of those coming. But yes, I am going to do probably 2 or 3 retro reviews a month. So I'm going to start working on those. And I'm not going to keep them as vague as this. Like, it'll be spoiler talk and all sorts of shit. And I'll give you a history of, you know, characters and background. Because they've been out for, like, some movies have been out 20, 30 years now, right? So I'm going to mostly focus on classics and stuff like that. Every once in a while, I might grab a flick that maybe is like a hidden gem that not a lot of people know about. So, but we'll see how it goes. And I'll do 2 or 3 of those a month. So, and they'll be starting up relatively soon. So anyways, movie's called 3022. If you've seen it, let me know what you thought of it. If you haven't, go watch it. It's cheap. I think it's only like $4.99. Go fucking rent it. Watch it. Come back here. Let me know what you think. And until next time, guys, stay scared.